Ryan Murphy should be thinking about Omaha right about now. U.S. gold medalist, triple gold medalist in Rio, one of the best backstrokers, if not the best in the world. He joins us now from Berkeley, California, a former sturdy Golden Bear from Cal, who has found a good spot to hang out and stay there. Ryan, I deleted all those things out of my calendar so I wouldn't get depressed when the reminders came up. But we should be about 3 weeks away from the Olympic trials and really building towards Tokyo here. What has this been like for you to be going through what you thought would be that prep time, and now you're just trying to find a pool to get into right now?
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy that just like the entire process of just getting ready to perform at such a high level seems like such a distant memory at this point. I mean, the past couple of months have just been such a whirlwind. So it's crazy when you mention that because I've also, I feel like, deleted it from my memory. And now I'm really just looking forward to the summer of 2021.
So take me back to when all the talk was going on, and as athletes, you were asked from the USOPC and USA Swimming for input on what kind of decisions should be made about the Olympics. Was it an easy answer at that point to say, you know what, we shouldn't be going because we can't even get in a pool and train right now?
Yeah. I mean, it was tough just from so many different angles. I mean, I think for me specifically, like I was so locked into the competitive mindset, and I was really just saying to myself, I'm going to be ready no matter what, and I don't care. Like I don't care what it's going to take, and like I'll be running up my driveway doing pull-ups on a tree, pushing a car. Like it doesn't matter to me what I have to do. At the same time, like we had to do this. Like we had to do our part to protect our medical community, protect our local communities, our family, our friends. So it was really challenging to have that maturity to realize that it's not all about sports, and we've got to protect our communities.
You're not joking about running up a hill and pushing a truck. You put that out on Instagram back in March. You have found every possible way to keep yourself in shape. That was a little desperate measure, though, Ryan.
100%. Yeah. I mean, it ended up being a great workout. We realized pretty quickly after we did a couple workouts just in the garage, like it's really easy to work the upper body at home. It's not that easy to work the legs. And so like we had to get pretty creative as a way to start getting some burn on the legs.
That was crazy. Who was your co-pilot there? They deserve a shout out as well.
Yeah. So that's Josh Bruneau. He's one of my roommates here.
Okay.
I live with 5 people up here in the Berkeley Hills. But Josh was a silver medalist in the 200 breaststroke at the 2016 Olympics.
Okay, so how has it been to try to find a pool to get some practice, just to get yourself? You guys live in the water, so being out must have been brutal. Have you been back in yet?
Yeah. So we're still sporadic, and California is still relatively closed. So we're not back in Cal's pool yet, and we're just kind of waiting for the go ahead there. So we're still just kind of operating on couple days schedules. So some days we're gonna have pool access, other days we won't, and that's just how it is.
You know, I was reading you talking about getting prepared to get back in the Olympic pool. Obviously, trials would come before that. You really felt like everything came together perfectly for you in Rio, winning the 100, the 200, being part of the 4x1 relay, and winning 3 gold medals. How close did you feel to getting everything back together as you were building towards Tokyo here this winter?
Yeah, I was confident. I was putting together some practices that I'd never done before, so I felt like I was in a really, really awesome spot, and I was getting really fired up with my coaches. So I was excited. I was really ready to go, and that's great. You know, I feel like we can chalk up this year as a win. And so the way I view it is, I was really good in 2012 as a 16-year-old. I didn't make the Olympics, but I swam really well for my level at that point. Swam really well in 2016, and I think I was swimming really well here. So I'm saying I'm 3 for 3 so far on Olympic years in my career. So now we're just trying to make it 4 for 4.
So how do we go about this? Did you sit down and just rip up the schedule and say, we got to start over? Do you try to stay as close to where you are, feeling great for 15 months? How are you approaching trying to hit this perfect spot one more time?
Yeah, that's it. That's a great question, and I think if you ask 50 Olympic swimmers, you're going to get 50 different answers.
Yeah.
So the way that I think of it is, after the decision came down, I took a break, and now we're really in kind of like beginning of the season mode. So like getting like a foundational level of strength, foundation level of fitness, and then we're just going to kind of build off that. So the way I like to approach seasons is, I'll kind of build the intensity like physically and mentally for a couple months there, and then once we hit like October timeframe, like it's really going to be grind time at that point. So it's exciting. Like I'm excited to really get back into that mindset and start really pushing for this.
Now, I'm a terrible golfer, but I can sit on the range for a long time and practice and start to feel good. But that doesn't matter until you can get out and put up a score on the golf course. Competition really lets you know where you are. How will you find the competition void? Because this is going to be a long stretch without competing in the pool with 7 others to either side and the clock running and some sort of a medal at the end. So how are you going to fill that void for this stretch?
Yeah, I literally had this exact same conversation with Nathan Adrian yesterday. I was like, man, like that's a long time. And I mean, really, competition's the reason why I swim, and so it's getting competitive with things that I don't normally do. So the guys in my house for this month, we've got a mile run challenge, and we have a forearm circumference challenge. So it's just like stupid things like that where we're getting competitive with each other, and it's not necessarily going to help my swimming, but like at least we're getting competitive with each other, and like it's fun to get into that little trash talk with my best friends, and and see who can be the fastest runner, something that none of us ever do.
Sure. Hey, look, we may broadcast it live at the way we're going here. We're looking for any live sports, so the forearm circumference channel could fill up a Saturday from 2 to 3 on the network. So don't give us any ideas.
Make sure it's a big time slot.
We got to give you max time. Big forearms now. Hey, you've been reaching out to kids, social media, Zoom calls, things like that. What has that done for you, and what have you been able to share with the young athletes who really are in a very difficult spot, as well as they've lost a little bit of the recreation that they thrive on as well?
Yeah. I think it's been really inspiring for me to see how people are giving back, whether that's financially or with their time. And that's something that I've been trying to do. So I've done that with one of my partners, this thing called Recess with Ryan. So we're kind of targeting kids that are ages 5 to 12 and just doing some, doing some general exercises. Yeah, it's popping up right now. So just doing some general exercises with them, and just to get them excited and to get them to compete with other kids that are watching the same video. And then doing something with the Tom Coughlin J Fund. I mean, that really hits home. It's incredible to see kids that have cancer in this time. They're so positive and inspiring. So I just feel great that I was able to talk to them and hopefully just brighten their day a little bit, and at the same time they really brighten my day. Like it is really inspiring to see kids that have really fought for their life and have just such an optimistic attitude about their future. It's awesome to see.
The J Fund and Coach Coughlin have done amazing things, both in New York and in Jacksonville, where he was as he got his NFL head coaching days started. And I would guess if Team USA swimming is 1A for you, 1B is the Jacksonville Jaguars. You love your Jacksonville Jaguars, don't you?
100%. And it's not always the easiest love, but I stick with it. And I'm hopeful that we've got a decent roster, and one of these days, everyone's going to be eating their words because we're going to go to the Super Bowl. We're going to win, and I'm going to trash talk every single person that told me that the Jaguars stink.
Well, you put that picture up on social media with the owner Shad Khan on NFL Draft Day, so I'm sure you've got a bunch of fans in the Jaguars organization. Doug Marrone, their head coach, trying to get that thing going here this year. Ryan, real pleasure to hang with you for a few minutes. I hope that the next time, well, we'll do this in between now and then, but hope to see you in Omaha next year at the swim trials and, of course, in Tokyo in about 14 months of the Olympic Games. Stay well, and all the best to you.
For sure. Thanks a lot for having me.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.